Huzzah! It works. Welcome back to this wonderful world of D&D. Quick recap. We have Smitey McSmiter reporting for duty with his good elk. Elvis. The elk has officially been named Elvis.
Indeed.
So, in the last session, you fought off a band of pirates that were attempting to invade your ship, suffering minor injuries yourself. However, there were casualties amongst the crew. There were touching words shared and stories and memories shared as you laid the fallen crewmates to rest before carrying on. You stopped once more at a small village along the coast to offer your aid, as they had recently been struck by the violent earthquake that shook the land, and proceeded to gratefully accept some potions of water breathing so that you could start helping them salvage wreckage off the ocean floor. I got the impression this was something that they were sort of prepared for and made use of from time to time. So that gave you 24 hours worth of water breathing. You had not been in the water very long when Arwen discovered that the shifting earth had caused a crack to appear in the ocean floor. Diving down into it, you discovered what seemed to be some sort of shrine or temple with a large circular stone seal in the floor that had been cracked by the falling rock. Shifting it aside, you briefly made your way inside, before barely making it through when you encountered the body of a dead fish man, very much dead, being all skeleton at this point, with a few wisps of clothing and rags and things like that, just sort of floating limply in the water. And you hadn't made it much further. And that is where we begin.
Excellent.
There is a floating fishman just in front of you, a very dark tunnel or passageway leading on. I believe you had fetched your companions and they had helped you clear the entrance, so you are all together. But Arwen, you are sort of the only one that is inside at the moment. So just your head poking through this small hole you've managed to clear.
And inside is the fishman.
And inside is the fishman.
I'm gonna go poke the fishman.
Okay. You poke the fishman, he just sort of bloops, sort of softly in the water, shifting a few inches away from you, just still this sort of skeleton floating there. As he sort of
is he a skeleton or is he like...
Yeah, he's like properly skeletonized.
Oh, okay.
And as it sort of like floats away from you, it bumps into the wall softly, and where it bumps into the wall, this sort of glowing ripple of luminescence sort of cascades over the wall in a ripple, and you can see that there's all this sort of like algae and things like that gripping and growing off the sides of the wall, and where it's been bumped it sort of starts glowing with this bioluminescent light before it sort of bounces off again very slightly and drifts away.
You know that part in Moana where there's the crab guy and they cover things in bioluminescent algae as a diversion?
No, because I haven't seen.
Oh! Wait, what?
Well, that's the real crime here. I rolled to hit the DM.
Okay, roll to hit the DM.
If I get a crit, you're going to be so sorry. My word.
Wait, you actually haven't?
I'm sorry, Ben, a 20 does not hit the DM.
Damn it! I thought the 20 got excited.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, we're going to watch it.
It is very, very good.
Alright, that's it. Stream over. I've got a film to watch.
Anyway, sorry.
At this point,
No.
Styx stops swinging around his sword underwater
Trying to swipe a card, yes.
and decides to go and check out what's going on.
Yeah, as this figure is sort of bumped off the wall, like between the sort of rags of clothing that he's wearing, a sort of pendant has been slightly dislodged from underneath and is now just sort of floating out. It sort of gleams very briefly in the bioluminescent light that emanates, and then then the light dies down again. So it no longer catches the light.
Oh! Last session, I used my divine sense, and Arwen used her primeval awareness.
That is true, yes. You sense the presence of undead. Not with your divine sense sticks. They were not within 60 feet of you, but Arwen took the time to reach out with her senses, and some ridiculous distance, like a mile or something.
Yeah, I think it's a mile.
Yes, and so you can sense undead within 1 mile of you.
Oh!
Hell
Fuck.
yeah.
Well, let's go fuck up some undead. Shall we?
Time for death. Can I pick up that thing that's floating around?
The pendant.
The shiny thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The pendant is
This will be a bad idea.
around the neck of this sea creature. But yeah, you can grab that.
Yeah.
No.
Fine now.
Not ominous at all.
No, this is definitely not going to be a terrible idea.
Oh, absolutely not. When has anything we've ever done been a terrible? Anything.
Fish man necklace. Probably bad.
Alright. Is there like a visible way to go from here?
Yeah, you're currently in what looks to be a single passageway, leading sort of down along. You can't see because there's no light in here. It's very difficult. You can't see very far, but you can see sort of just far enough to make out a set of stone doors just in the gloom.
I see.
I also want to try and brush the wall to make sure to look at the stuff that's glowing.
Yeah, as you brush the wall, sort of like as your hand traces along it, it sort of traces lines, and where your fingers touch, it glows briefly in this sort of soft blue light before it fades again as your hand.
Fancy schmancy.
Yeah, and there's a good sort of couple of inches of this sort of algae like growing off the wall that's just sort of very slowly wafting in the soft current of the water. So all around the walls are sort of furry with this like glowing algae.
Nice.
But as you touch it, you can feel like stone underneath if you actually pushed up against the wall.
So there's no like pictures or anything. It's not like a glowy picture. It's just
no, it's the
glowing.
bioluminescence of the sea life itself.
Okay.
Alright. Should we head to this door then? See what's going on through here. I have my sword out.
Let us adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know there's undead. Go through the door. Why not?
Yeah, so you approach the door. It's covered in this, this algae and sea life that's grown on it over time. And as you push up against it with your hands, it glows, and the more you touch it, the wider the glow spreads as you slowly push open these heavy steel doors. They make a barely perceptible sort of grinding stone noise under the water. Sound is heavily muffled under here. As you open the doors, you can faintly see through the gloom there is a larger circular room, and in the centre stands a rod set into the floor.
Wait, what was in the middle of the room?
There's a single rod set into the middle of the floor, about 3 feet high.
Can we see like the entirety of the room? There's nothing else in here but this rod.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, but 6 is goddamn got it.
Okay, so you can, through the gloom, you can make out another set of doors on the other side, but very similar to the ones you're in. And you can also see, hanging from the top of the rod, is another very similar looking pendant. Other than that, the walls are, again, similarly covered in this glowing plant life, and seem similarly unadorned.
So the rod has this pendant on it.
Yeah. The corridor you've just come from is only about sort of 5 or 6 feet wide, and maybe sort of high enough that you could walk through it, but obviously you're swimming at the moment. The room you've just come into is only about is a circular room about 15 feet in diameter. It's a little bit larger, but not huge.
Can I grab the rod? Try and pull it?
You're trying to remove it from the ground.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, go for it. Make a strength check.
Oh, strength athletics or just strength?
Just strength.
Strength.
15. You tug and you tug and you tug, but this rod is set very, very firmly into the ground. You can't seem to make it budge at all.
Hate it when that happens.
All that tugging and nothing to show for it.
I know. Damn it. Alright. That's a bit weird.
Can I take the pendant off of this rod?
Yeah, it just lifts away. So Styx is standing beside the rod, and Carrie just sort of swims up and nabs the pendant off the top. And as she does so, the rod starts to crackle with arcane energy. Styx, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh, yes, JJ, of course I can. I love doing it. I love these things.
21. That's a pass. You take 2 lightning damage.
Oh, yeah.
As this,
I remember a day that would have killed me.
as this bolt arcs through the water. The light seems to fade from the rod for a little bit, but you can just see that this glow that built rapidly beforehand, after Clary lifted off the pendant, starts to coalesce again.
Yeah.
And it kind of starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter.
I'm swimming away.
Yeah.
Swimming very quickly away.
Where are you going?
Just back to Arwen and sort of back near the door that we were in.
Back the way you came.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, back near that way. Yeah.
Okay. As you swim back towards the door, this glow seems to reach a point where little sort of sparks you can see are fizzing through the water, and little bubbles are emanating around the top of this staff. But it seems to have paused for the time being. It's not doing anything.
Can it be taken out of the ground?
Yeah. I tried and I wasn't able to.
Can I try now?
Yeah. So, Clary, you swim out. Nothing happens as you swim towards the rod. If you want to try and pull it out of the ground, make a strength check. $18.
Oh.
Unfortunately, even though you're giving it a good pull, and you're trying to wiggle it in the ground, and you can feel it's made out of metal. It's a little bit slick. It doesn't seem to be covered in the same level of plant growth, but it does have a very slight sort of sea slime covering it, which makes it a little bit slick in your hands. And as you're trying to sort of wiggle it and wrench it, you can't get it out of the ground either. But it doesn't seem to attack you.
Oh, but it was a tiny stick.
I think it's because we have the glowy necklace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I try and swim past it and go to the other doors?
Yeah. So when you swim across the room, nothing happens.
Woohoo! See you, suckers.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Go to the other door.
Yeah. As you swim across the room, Sticks, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
No, never mind.
Why are you rolling as the elk?
Because I am. Me and the elk are one.
I see. Okay. Well, unfortunately, that's a fail. So.
I'm happy if you wanted to use the dexterity check instead of the dexterity save. But I figured
your bonus is the same for both, so yeah, I'll use the first one. So you take 3 lightning damage as you swim across the room.
Son of a...
But I guess you get to the other side. So.
Yeah, you get to the other side. Neo, watching all this unfold, will, as the light sort of fades in the rod and starts to build again, is going to swim for it. Unfortunately, Neo's not very good at swimming at the moment. It seems he's rolled a 1, so he doesn't get very far before the light reaches its full intensity and a bolt of lightning arcs towards him. He does pass his dexterity saving throw, so he only takes 2 damage. And he makes it to the other side with the 3 of you.
I'm gonna swim across and join them. Hopefully.
Yeah, Clary, you can just swim across the room just fine.
Hell yeah.
So these
Before
pendants, we need more of them.
Indeed. Before we leave, I want to touch the wall and see if it goes blue.
Yeah, the walls. And again, as you push up against the next set of doors, they do glow blue, casting this light all around you. And
Nice.
as you sort of, again, push open these heavy doors, sort of swimming with your shoulders against them, kicking your legs, There's this very soft grinding sound of stone on stone as they slowly open.
No. Okay. Onwards, I guess.
To the next room.
Yes.
Ahead of you is another short corridor you can see, with a figure floating in the water at the end of it. This corridor is about sort of 15 feet long. It looks like they've got their back to you at the moment. Yeah, there's just this sort of shadowy form floating in the water, and then you can see a little room opens out beyond them.
Does it look dead?
Make a perception check.
Oh.
12. So this figure is standing a little bit more upright than the first dead body you encountered. Was quite horizontal in the way it was floating in the water, sort of bent over at the waist, sort of head down, whereas this one you can see is standing straighter and sort of, you can sort of see, maybe now you're taking a look, you just notice the feet slowly sort of moving to sort of almost keep balance in the water.
And it's a skeleton, right?
It's just a figure from where you are.
Oh.
Just sort of...
Can I head towards it? But can I ready a... No, just a swing of my sword if it gets within reach.
Yeah. Make a stealth check to sneak up behind it. I'm gonna need some stats. 14. Alright, well, it's probably gonna surprise no one that I'm gonna be looking in the Z section of the monster manual.
Oh!
Ah!
What is the passive perception of one of these? Yes, so a 14 does succeed.
I can't believe we're fighting zebras.
That one might know what it might be.
From closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, make another perception check for me.
11.
11. So you're much closer now, but it's still dark. You're not carrying a light source. Although you have dark vision, it does leave everything in sort of shades of grey. But you are able to make out the sort of, having got almost within 5 feet of it now, the sort of decayed look to it.
Decayed look to it.
Yeah.
That's not a good looking zebra.
That is terrifying. I'm within 5 feet of it now.
Yes.
I am going to kill it. It has a decayed look. There was a skeleton back there. We sensed undead. Yeah, I'm living to my true paladin ways.
Okay. You're using a long sword, correct?
I am.
Which deals slashing damage, correct?
It does.
So you roll at disadvantage underwater. However, a 12 still hits.
Aha!
Roll.
Would I not have advantage going up behind it and being all sneaky? So then they cancel each other. I mean, either way, I hit, so it's not a big
that is true.
thing. So roll damage. That's 9. And then that bad boy is max damage on a smite.
Nice. Is that you should roll one more because it's undead?
I fucking knew it.
How dead do you want this thing?
That is 1 off maximum damage on 3d8. Holy moly.
Yeah, so it's dead several times over. Snake's got up behind with his mighty sword thrust that glows with, suddenly as it pierces through, glows with light, and this thing sort of twitches and arms like waving, and then just again sort of collapses forwards and just sort of starts floating. You have to like kick it off, and it just sort of floats in the water.
Kind of shake it off my sword, like get off. Can I have a look? Did he have distance on him? Did he? What was he before he clearly died?
So, looking at it, this kind of looks like a reverse mermaid from the point of view that
the
head is this large, bulbous fish head, and you can see now up close that the 2 eyes on either side are sort of white and pale, and its scaly skin is sort of rotting and patches of scales have fallen off and things like that.
Well, this is awkward situations like you had the other day, JJ, where I know exactly what this thing used to be, but Styx probably doesn't. Unless, would I potentially know anything about these things, or probably not?
No, not these.
Yeah, my immediate thing was no. Okay.
But yeah, and so it's got 4 limbs like a humanoid, and sort of these slightly longer, elongated webbed feet and longer fingers with like webbing in between them.
If they have white eyes,
yeah,
are they blind?
You don't know?
They're not.
Maybe like it's got white eyes now, so maybe that's just sort of it become whatever this thing was. It clearly became undead through somehow or through some method. So maybe
it's just because it's undead. It has funny looking eyes.
Yeah, the colour fades from your eyes as they die. I don't really know. I don't really pay attention to people's eyes as I'm killing them.
Why not? Do not stare into their souls as the life drains from their body.
No, I'm more like, holy fuck, I killed someone. Wow, this is... Okay, I hope my sword doesn't die. Okay, is there anything past this figure? Is there another door? Is there anything else in this room?
Yeah, so you find yourselves in a small room. Around the edge is what looks like a series of carved stone benches. Is about all you can make out. Again, there's another set of doors leading on. If you want to if anyone wants to properly investigate the room, go ahead. If you want, you can investigate the body as well.
I'll investigate the room.
Yeah, I think I'll investigate. I wanna.
Oops, I was rolling with advantage. Apologies. There you go.
I just click that right.
Okay, so you're investigating the room, aren't
you?
Okay.
Right, roll that twice.
Looking around and sort of examining the edges of the room, you should maybe swim up to these stone benches and run your hand along, and they glow with light. The light revealing that there is a very slight sort of crack at the top. Sort of just underneath where you'd sit on these benches, and then there's like a very slight crack between the the front portion of where the bench would face, almost like it's got a hollow cavity inside. You can also sort of running a hand along it. You can feel that it's like they're separated into a number of different grooves. So there's sort of grooves separating them. So they're almost like divided into different sections. And if you were to, maybe you start trying to like sort of wipe some of this plant life off, you can see a number of runes on the different sections.
What language is it in?
What languages do you speak?
What language is it in?
You wouldn't know unless you could speak the language. What languages do you speak? I've got the power.
Common, Elvish, Dwarven, Undercommon, and Sylvan. And Druidic.
It's none of those.
I have basically all of them.
I mean, you don't have Draconic, Infernal, Abyssal.
That's only like 3, and I've got all the rest.
Might anything? Obviously, we're all sort of looking around.
Yeah, you investigating the room as well.
The only other ones I have apart from that are dwarf. I was investigating the body.
Yeah. Okay. So this
of
body,
the thing, and then probably.
Yeah. You start sort of like turning over in the water, and as you start doing so, the where your hands sort of make contact, the clothes on it just sort of start tearing away. They seem to be very old and rotten. And you can see bits of sort of flesh and things underneath that are sort of very squidgy and soft. But you can find there is a hilt of a sort of very rusted blade, as well as you can find a number of coins that you don't recognize. There are various currencies used throughout Kavran, but they all equate to effectively the same value. It's just the dwarves make and mint their own coins, and the elves would sort of mint their own in a different style, they're different sizes, but it's generally accepted throughout the sort of unification of Kavran under this peaceful, what's the word I'm looking for? Peaceful coexistence, that 1 gold is 1 gold. And there's not a complicated exchange rate, but 1 dwarven gold might be
is gold.
Yeah, might be a larger coin, so to speak. It's got the same value. It might be, and it'd potentially be a different shape and have a different monarch or figurehead on it.
I see. Okay.
But you don't recognise any of the markings on the coins that you find.
Oh, take them. Maybe we'll find out more about them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So you find 2 gold, 3 silver, and 6 copper.
2 gold, 3 silver, 6 copper.
Yeah.
But that
sort of a handful of change.
Is the party fund.
In a small pouch.
2 gold, 3 silver, and 2 copper.
6 copper.
6 copper. Cool. And a rusted blade. I'm gonna leave that. I don't need no rusted blade. I guess I'll then just sort of go over to Arwen and see if she's found anything.
Yeah, so Arwen has found these bank of benches seem to have a cavity within them. And should sort of point out to you that they've got this sill on the top that you could sit on, and then the front face doesn't quite make it all the way up to join perfectly. So there's a sort of slight gap in some places.
Can I open it?
Yeah, go for it. Just make a quick strength check.
Open. Oh. Where is my mouse? There it is. Strength. Wait. That's stealth. I'm an idiot. Strength. I can read.
16. So you lift this thing up, and it's not a massive lid, but it is a sizable chunk of stone. But even so, it surprises you with the difficulty of it. And then when you do, there is this big rush of bubbles that comes out, and this bloop, as this sort of giant air bubble rises out of this. And there's a little like crackle from some of the runes on the front, and you can see all the water rush in to fill this void. It seems like there was some form of magical protection that was keeping this storage section safe and dry. But inside you can make out a number of sort of books and scrolls that are now completely sodden, as well as like a sort of folded clothes that just sort of slowly absorb the water and just sort of shift very slightly in the water current. But it seems almost like a common locker or something like that. It doesn't have a lot of valuables in it.
Even though it's all soaking wet and I've ruined everything, can I read what any of the stuff said?
So you have a flick through one of the books?
Yeah.
It
very carefully.
is not in a language that you speak.
Can I read it?
Can anyone else speak anything good?
I can speak Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Goblin.
Okay. How about you, Clary?
I'm assuming Clary wouldn't know any languages specific to Kavran.
Well, we'll say for the hypothetical situation, what languages do you speak?
I've forgotten the ones I picked based on...
Well,
it was like...
basically, I'll cut to the chase. Does anyone speak Abyssal?
No.
No.
No. So again, it's all Greek to you, Arwen.
No, it's all Abyssal.
Pardon?
Nothing. Carry on.
Okay.
No, it's all Abyssal to her.
But yeah, there are a number of these lockers and things you can go through, if you wish.
Yeah, I'll have a quick flick through them, and then we better sort of keep moving. We don't have long with you.
So, taking the time between you, you can all lift these up. There's 4 on one side of the room and 4 on the other. You can go ahead and add another sort of 25 gold in various changes. We'll just say it rounds up to 25 gold between all the little things. You find a couple of fine-looking knives with a silvery glow to them. So you can add 2 silver daggers to your inventory. There's various clothes and things like that. And so you might get through 7 of these 8 chests. You also find what looks to be the clothes. You can, if you take them out and sort of open them up, do look well preserved, and they look Some of them seem to be a mixture of sort of acolyte or religious robes, which you find on one side, and on the other side you find what looks almost like a set of protective equipment. They're heavier and made out of leather. They're not armor per se. They're these sort of big suits that have sort of all-encompassing gloves and stuff like that as well.
Oh.
But you can only open 3 on that side. The 4th one is much more heavily protected, it seems.
I have a question. How long do these potions of underwater breathing give us again?
24 hours.
24 hours.
Oh, I've been thinking it was an hour.
No. No, you have 24 hours.
Excellent. Yeah. I'll give this a go. Does someone want to give me a hand to lift this thing open? I'm assuming things that are heavy are better.
Yeah, you can make a strength check to open it with advantage.
Oh, it's so big!
So Arwen gets on one side and Styx gets on the other. And the two of you start, sort of wrenching, trying to sort of brace your legs on the floor and push off. And as you're tugging on this, Clary, you would notice, as the other two are a bit distracted, a rune starts glowing on the front of it. And it just starts sort of blinking slowly. And then as they're struggling with it a little bit more rapidly and a little bit more rapidly.
He might stop.
What? Keep going?
No, there's a rune, guys.
What? You think this is impressive? Thanks.
It's flashing. Flashing is
I'm
never
flashing.
good, right?
Oh god, my fly!
The rune is flashing. It's blinking.
The room is flashing. You need to sit down if the room is flashing. Okay. What rune?
Is he going to explode?
Can I have a look? Like, if we just let go and stop, does it stop?
Yes. As you're no longer, when you both release and are no longer touching it, sort of flashes and...
Okay.
How much did we open it?
You didn't open it at all.
Oh, can I just smash it? Give it a good whack.
You can try, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you hitting it with?
My staff.
Okay. Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
15.
Oh, no.
Disadvantage.
You still manage to hit it, bringing your staff down through the slowly, more slowly than you ordinarily would through the water. But yes, you are still able to deal what feels like a solid connection to it. Roll damage.
Bloop.
6 damage. A small crack appears in the stone, and a different rune starts lighting up on the front.
Oh, dear Lord. I really want to know what's inside it.
Alright, everyone stand back. Let's try this again.
Oh, no.
And we'll face the consequences like a champ. Neo? Lay on hands ready, buddy. if everyone's on board with that, by the way, I feel like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, I think me and Clary will be fine. Whatever happens. So you do you.
Maybe we should be the ones to open it then.
Oh no, but it'd be funny though.
Hold on. Okay. Theory. Arwen try and open it yourself, or at least like almost like half lift it, you know, like not fully lift it, but like we were doing.
Okay.
Okay. So Arwen, you place your hands on it, and as you place your hands on it to try and open it, the first rune lights up again.
What, the one that's going bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop, bloop?
What
Okay.
happens if he then touches the box too
Pardon?
and tries to open? Why does anything change then if Clary also tries to open it?
At the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so the two of you can try and open it. The rune continues to flash, building in speed.
I'll let go.
Now, anything different? Then finally, does anything different happen with me touching it? Does it like?
Oh, God.
Okay.
No. And I'm going to say after this time, with the sort of the amount of time that Arwen's touched it and you've had a look, and then Clary's got on it and had a look, and then Styx has got it and had a look, I'm going to need you all to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, we're all dead.
I'm gonna die!
I'm also gonna die. She's fine.
So, Clary, you react quicker, let's say. Sort of seeing this rune turn solid, you kick off backwards, and only very briefly sort of inhale this, a small sort of puff of this, as a cloud of green emanates and permeates through the water. Arwen and Styx, you both inhale quite badly. And so, Clary, you're going to take half damage.
Always told me not.
6 poison damage.
Actually, no.
Half to you, Clary. And you are... Arwen and Styx are both poisoned.
Wait, how much damage do we take?
6 poison damage.
Okay.
And
That's
you're
what
both poisoned.
Poison damage. God
Poisoned.
damn it.
Ooh!
Oh. No, because we were just placing our hands on it. We didn't actually try and open it.
I thought we were
Ooh.
What do you think? Ooh.
No, I'm just saying, ooh. I'm poisoned. What does that just mean we get disadvantage on everything?
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Well,
So these runes and symbols are etched into the stone in the front of this.
Can I poke one?
Yeah. It just sort of feels a bit like stone as you run your fingers
Oh.
over it.
So there's multiple rooms, but only one lit up.
Yeah, so one lit up when you touched it, and
Yeah.
one lit up when a different one lit up when Arwen physically damaged the box.
why don't we just try opening it, and we'll take what comes.
Well, that will just be the poison again, won't it?
Well, it will, but we can't get poisoned twice.
And take down the Harry didn't get poisoned.
Good point. But also, I have an idea. So, if I could ask Neo if he could use 5 of his lay on hands, and I'll use 5 of my lay on hands, that rids the poison effect off of us. So that's me doing it on me, and then Neo doing it on Arwen, and then we could try again.
Does that work?
Yeah, if you use up 5 points of lay on hands, you get rid of one effect, debilitating you or another, such as poisoned.
How exciting.
Because that's a Constitution save, sorry, Styx, because of your own aura, You get a
Oh,
bonus to
yeah!
that, which would have meant you passed. So you'd only take 3 damage instead of 6 and not be poisoned. Arwen, unfortunately, even though you benefit from this aura, you still wouldn't pass.
But am I poisoned? I'm still poisoned.
Yes, you don't pass, so you take the full damage and you're poisoned.
Hey.
Fun. Okay. Starting at 6th level, whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier.
So wouldn't that help Arwen as well?
Yeah, but unfortunately it's not.
It's not enough.
I got 8. It was
So 8 plus
probably not
4
enough.
is only 12.
Which means I need to add 4 to all of my saves. Which is awesome.
But yes,
Okay.
Neo will expend 5 of his lay on hands to cure you of. Well, actually, he's going to wait and see what you do before he cures you, Arwen. Just in case you trigger something else. There's no point curing you of poison if you're going to get poisoned again.
I can't get doubly poisoned, is that what you're saying?
Yes, effectively.
Okay.
Once you're poisoned, you're poisoned.
I have a question.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Does that include my death saving throw? No, you must be conscious to grant this bonus. Damn it! Hold for a minute. Unless I'm multi-classed into Zealot Barbarian, in which case it would be. Because when you're a Zealot Barbarian and you go down, you can just get back up again. You keep making saving throws while you're back up again, but you're not unconscious. You're up and running around. Now that's the power build right there.
Oh god, and can you imagine you could reckless attack to increase your crit chance?
Well, see, what I don't get about that is, because it's saving throws, it's technically death saves, and so you would have to roll below a 6 every time when your death saves.
Yeah, I'm not sure they apply to death saves.
And even if you die, as a Zealot Barbarian, you just can say, no, I don't want to die. And you get back up again.
Maybe you should then, given that.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
It sounds like a fucking good idea, actually. Anyway, back to this. So, do we want to open this or do we want to just continue? Because it's clearly been a lot of trouble. I have plus 11 to charisma save.
Ain't nobody charming old Stixie boy.
Alright.
Should we just try and open it one more time?
Yeah, one more time.
And even if we get poisoned, keep pulling it until it opens.
Neo will say something along the lines of, what do you guys know about any sort of protective magics or anything like that?
I know nothing. Let's do it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do that, I do have an idea. Can I change my sword into a hammer?
Yeah.
And the rune? Sort of, don't. Can I change my sword into the hammer and hit the rune that lit up and poisoned us?
Go for it. Roll to hit.
The Sword of Fear also works as a hammer.
So it would still be disadvantaged because you're underwater, but it's 21.
And then it's 1d4 damage, but plus 4. So that's 7 damage.
Yeah, so you swing and pushing through with the weight of the water, you manage to crack the surface. And it's almost like, you know, when you've got like layers of rock and you hit it and sort of the outside one sort of shatters off. There's this big sort of like spider web impact mark and a few little bits of stone crumble out of the room.
Awesome. Now let's
do it again. Oh, okay. Big.
Or I could try it again.
I don't mind. Up to you.
I feel like you're poisoned, so you shouldn't try it.
Yeah.
Neo, come over here. You're big and strong. Let's try and lift this thing, and then hope it work. Alright. So, strength check! Advantage.
With advantage because Neo's helping you. So, when you and Neo both go to lift it, the rune sort of sparks briefly, and then just sort of there's this slight sort of pop from the front of the chest, and a few little bits of stone are just sort of like flicked off and just fall into the water, but nothing else happens. So you're straining, and again, you're able to lift the lid on this container. Water rushes inside, filling the space.
And
And what's inside?
what is it? Space. I'm assuming now ruined stuff.
Well, inside, again, there is a series of notebooks, but also a number of stone tablets.
Ah.
Ooh, what language?
They look to be in the same language as everything else you've read.
Oh.
Okay.
They're about sort of A5 in size, and about half an inch thick. And have a series of runes as well as diagrams on them.
Diagrams. Do we understand the diagrams at all? Or?
Not without being able to read the words surrounding them.
I might look to Clary and be like, do you want to take these for your research?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Harry would like to.
Nice.
Okay.
How many of them are there?
There's just 2.
Okay, not too heavy. You can whack someone around the head with them.
Yeah. I know that.
No, the
Wait, yeah,
stone
we talking about the
tablet.
stone tablet.
Yeah. The notebooks are all ruined.
Yeah. So the one thing I will tell you is, underwater, everything if you're attacking with a weapon, basically if you're attacking with a weapon that doesn't deal piercing damage, you have disadvantage.
Wait.
Okay.
Alright.
You're on.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. We continue on?
Up to you.
Wait.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay.
Moving on.
Neo will now expend his lay on hands to cure Arwen of her poisoning.
Yeah.
Thanks. I feel fit as a fiddle.
Reading it, Ben, would your interpretation be that you expend 5 lay on hands to heal them of their disease, but they don't gain 5 HP?
Yeah. They don't get. You use up 5 points of your lay on hands to give them a effect, such as healing them of this thing. So yeah. You can expend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one affecting it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that. I personally don't think, and I've never seen it as they also heal 5 hit points.
Yeah, that would, because otherwise it would just say it would probably be worded differently. It would be massively broken if you've got like a 15th level paladin.
Yeah.
Who's got like, what would that be? 75 lay on hands, and can effectively heal 15 different diseases.
I'm sorry, that's just crazy. Like, who says that clerics are the healing class when, like a level 10 paladin has 50 points of healing he can dole out just automatically? Yeah, sure, it's one.
Well,
But imagine what
I
goes
worked out today how I can get Doc and Markul to combine to use 2 third-level spell slots and deal out 150 points of healing. No, sorry,
Well-
170 points of healing.
Well, keep that in mind for next session then, yeah?
Yes.
Just a warning.
Great. I don't think the party has 170 hit points combined. Oh no, it definitely does actually, never mind.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
sorry, I forgot we got 5 of us and we've all got like 70 HP because I'm good at maths.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. You approach the next doors, seemingly to try and push them open, and notice that there are a number of sort of spider webbing cracks across them. And indeed, one of them has the remnants of a very sort of mouldy looking plank of wood sort of braced diagonally across it.
What, like a keep out sort of thing?
No, it's just braced across one door, almost like a support strut, because there are these sort of big cracks running through it.
Okay, well, keeping away from that thing. Gonna move around it. Head on in, I guess.
Yeah. So you're just going to push the door open?
Yeah. We're trying to not move that wooden support.
Okay. Just make a... If you're going first, Sticks, just make a dexterity check for me.
This is a terrible
The
plan.
door falls on your head.
This is a great... I'm amazing.
You are comfortably able to sort of edge to the side, and even though it's a little bit more tricky, sort of trying to sort of swim with one hand and push, you are able to just open the slightly more intact door, leading to the next corridor. This corridor is noticeably different. Even with the plant growth and things like that, it's higher and wider, giving much more space, and also has more elegant ornamentation to it. There are sort of half columns carved into the walls to, they're not like they're actually supporting it, they're just sort of there to sort of be like little half domes on the walls that look nice. They've got little like sconces mounted on them at sort of head height. And you can see about sort of, I forget how far dark vision is, but so you can see periodically as you move down the corridor, there are these statues.
Dark vision 60 feet, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, so you can so coming through the door, you can probably see just 2 sets of statues at the moment.
2 sets of
What
They
statues are
stand,
they?
So the first 2 are a set of heroic-looking mer people, and these are traditional.
Real mer people.
Yeah, traditional mer people standing there. Looks like they would both be holding weapons, but the weapons have long since rusted away. And the second set are of these fanged-looking underwater lizards with their maws wide open.
Lizard people. Water
lizard. That's creepy. Don't like it.
Yes, as you approach, you can see they've both got these sort of like more alligator-style jaws, which are open wide at the moment.
Oh,
yes, I forgot. I was thinking like lizard instead of alligatory lizard.
Okay.
I go poke one.
You go poke one.
Yep. Boop.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw.
So you swim up to the lizard on the, I'm assuming, the near side of it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you don't pass between them.
Wait, like,
So they're
where are
on either
they?
side of the corridor, looking in.
Oh, yeah, because it's like a straight corridor,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I go where? Well, like, behind here or in front here?
So do you walk between them? Or do you swim between them? Or do you
Yeah,
just
sure.
swim up to the near side of them?
Near side of them,
Okay.
poking on the cheek. Boop.
So yeah, you poke it on the cheek. It feels like it's made of solid stone. Again, slightly slimy because of the sea life clinging to it.
And these are
Okay, now I'm
definitely
gonna.
like shoes equally spaced on like splinters.
Yeah.
Splinters. They're meant to.
Yeah, the one thing you would notice now you're up close is, although it has this plant life growing all over it, the inside of the mouth, a place you'd think would all be a haven for little nooks and crannies and things to grow, is completely devoid of any growth.
Oh, it's gonna eat me. Ooh, can I throw an acorn into its mouth?
Yeah? Go for it.
Woohoo! Do I have to roll for this?
Yeah, just roll a little.
It's just like a little underarm.
Throw underwater.
Dex, yeah?
Yeah.
Just normal.
Yeah. Unless you have proficiency with acorn.
Of course I have proficiency with acorn.
Oh, I'm sorry, add your proficiency bonus there.
I get advantage with throwing acorn.
Of course. So you don't quite get the trajectory right on the first attempt underwater, and it just sort of like drops sooner than you're expecting, and sort of like dinks off the underside of the jaw. This one you overcorrect for the second one, and it goes over the top. So the third one, you land in its mouth, and as it floats directly in front of its throat, you can see from the angle you are a little stone panel retracts, and briefly you see this little glowing, almost like pilot light of flame before this like of fire emerges, and it's like hissing and bubbling steam from
My
both sides.
acorn!
Well, now it's a roasted acorn. That's even better. Also, fucking fire statues. Main point.
Oh, yeah, that too. But my acorn! Now I have to take a whole acorn off.
A whole-
4 acorn.
Acorn. So I'm assuming if we go past these things,
Yeah.
they're gonna burn us.
Yeah, so these statues are, about person-sized, so where these jets of flame went would be about head height.
I have an
What if
idea.
you swim under it?
You're welcome to try.
What's your idea?
My
You say your
idea
idea first, and then...
is to use Styx's trusty shield once more. Can I, with my shield, go on either side? But
Yeah.
never.
I'm gonna try going under because I have absorb elements. So if everything goes badly, I'll at least not completely die.
Yeah. So
I'll take one for the
you
team.
do what you used to do and try and swim along, almost like touching the stone floor.
Yeah, collecting my acorns as I go.
Okay, you can pick up your 2 acorns that haven't been char grilled. just roll a dexterity check. You can roll athletics if you want.
Yes, I want to do that.
13. So you swim low down. Unfortunately, you're relatively buoyant, and so you're almost swimming down at a slight angle, so your feet are sort of propelling you into the ground. And you hear the little shunk, and then this sort of... but it seems like passing as low as you are, although you've triggered it, you have not. You're not in a position to take any damage from it.
It's safe, my dudes. Just swim low and don't catch your hair on fire, because it might spread.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll go down underneath as well.
Cool.
Is that enough?
Yeah. Styx is absolutely fine. Styx swims through, and the weight of his armor seems to hold him closer to the floor, so he doesn't. So he's not at the same sort of buoyancy angle that Arwen was, and he just swims through with a slight sort of scraping against the floor and makes it just fine.
Oh fuck! Oh no! I need. No. Never mind.
I have just realised you've both rolled athletics instead of acrobatics, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, I can.
Oh, did you say acrobatics?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Oh, well,
it's
this.
fine. I mean,
I
you still
I
got 18
also
on the dice rolls,
can't
Ben, so
Oh, okay.
I'm happy to
If
just...
otherwise, I'm happy to take that 7.
Nah, I'll just take the dice roll and...
Would you like to roll your acrobatics?
see how badly Neo F's this one up. Oh, he got 18, he's fine.
Yes.
Acrobatics, yes. Acrobatics.
You're fine.
Clary swims through, very proficient in the water, it seems.
Oh.
Clary was also a small player.
Is there any more scary statues?
There are more statues, yes. They seem to cover this corridor's quite long, and they seem to sort of cover every sort of 15 or so feet. So you do have to swim past about 4 more pairs of statues.
Do you want me to roll again? Oh, sorry, carry on.
The next ones you go to are, they look like the reverse mer people you've seen.
The reverse mer people.
Yes. So there are 2 creatures you've encountered so far.
Are they still sort of with their mouth open? You know, looking towards us? Or are they...
Yeah, they're posed less grandly, but they're there. They both have stone shields, sort of on mirrored sides. So one has it in their left and one has it in the right. But again, any weaponry they seem to be holding seems to have rusted away. You can just sort of see empty grips in stone fists.
Okay.
But if you can certainly investigate.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Investigation.
15.
15.
You have a look over them. You sort of get close. Sort of swim up to the side of them. Sort of maybe like wave a quick hand in front or something. Nothing seems to happen. They don't look trapped at all.
Okay. Let's go past those then.
Yeah. The next set of statues are a set of lobster people. So it's sort of...
That's
these
terrifying.
ones don't look humanoid, whereas everything else has sort of looked humanoid so far. It almost looks like a lobster sort of reared back, again posed as if it was going to be holding something.
Can I just sort of like push my shield out in front of it? See if it attracts anything.
Chomped.
Okay.
Yes, see if it chomped.
The shield goes out. Nothing happens.
Excellent. Collect the shield. Keep on going.
The next two sets of statues are a set of eel-looking like creatures. So no
I bet they
limbs
do
or anything like
electricity.
that, just sort of coiled and curved, sort of around and up. So you've got these like big sort of like open jaws again with like sharp pointy teeth, but not open to the same degree that the crocodile mouths were. They're just sort of like fangs bared rather than open maw.
Do you want me to wave my staff just in front of it? Like,
yeah, can do. See what happens.
Nothing happens.
oh, nice. I thought they were going to be zappy.
Go on.
And the final set of statues is one of the plinths is empty, and the other is of a very fine looking female face. Just a female figure just standing there.
Again, I'll throw my shield out. Just to see if it gets in. Just bad.
No, nothing seems to happen.
You said one of these female figures had gone. Is there any like indication as to what might have happened to it?
No, there is just an empty plinth.
Okay.
But the figure of the is one left is a very fine looking woman with sort of very powerful feathered wings sort of curled closely around her.
That's a bit weird. Alright. Just walk past then. Keep on going.
Mm-hmm. These ones are right up to the next set of doors.
Alright. Through the next set of doors. Let us...
While everyone goes through the doors, can I just like Can I walk in backwards, just looking at the room, just to make sure nothing's following us?
As you approach these doors, you can see that they are very underneath the algae and things. There is a fine looking. Since there's a large carving that covers the entire thing.
And I'm assuming the carving... Does it depict anything, or is it writing?
It is a picture.
Oh!
So it's a little bit difficult to make out because of the growth over it, but you could try and sort of clear some of it if you wanted.
I was going to say, can I use my produce flame?
Yeah.
To make sort of like a little flame in my hands. Obviously we're underwater, so just turn into like just hot bubbles and just sort of move that around to like hot wash it.
Yeah. So you produce flame in your hand. And it does burn because you're sort of fueling this fire magically, and there's this sort of hiss of bubbles coming off it, and you're sort of having to hold it and sort of clear different spots as this thing sort of shrivels. And you don't so much as smell it, you can more just sort of taste the sort of burning as it sort of permeates the water. But you do sort of start clearing bits of it, and after a little while, you can clear sort of a sizable portion on one door. And what you see is a figure that appears to be falling. You can make the connection between the female statue beside you and the figure. You seem to have uncovered one of these sections, and this figure is falling, and it's from like a top-down perspective, and there's almost like this impossible distance extending down beneath her. She seems to fall down this impossible distance.
Oh, that's not ominous. Not at all. Alright. I guess continue on then. Hoping that we also don't fall down impossible distances.
Be careful for big holes in the floor.
Yeah. Well, we can swim, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
That's not, okay. Continuing on through,
Yeah.
I guess.
So you get into another room, and this one, looking around, you can quickly identify sticks that it seems to be some sort of armory. There are stone like racks that you would recognise that you would hang things like like racks of spears on, or suits of armour and things like that. And there are a few sort of rusted, sort of remnants of bits of armour and things sort of scattered around the floor, where it's sort of rusted and collapsed under its own weight, and just sort of dropped to the floor, and things like that.
Okay. Is there anything like worth salvaging, or I'm assuming everything is sort of rusted away?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Looking around, you kind of dismiss everything quite quickly, and so you don't spot anything that catches your eye.
Sorry, what you said, there's nothing really in here.
No, so you have a quick glance around, you sort of recognise it's an armory, and just sort of go, nah, there's not going to be anything here. And so you quickly decide to move on.
Fair enough. Cool. In that case, moving on. Unless anyone else wanted to have a look around or anything. Otherwise,
I'm good.
I'm up by the door.
Okay. So
Have we been closing the doors behind us?
Personally, I haven't been.
Okay, I'm gonna close the one with the statue one. I'm gonna close that one because I'm scared some woman is gonna come through.
yeah.
Okay,
A
now
woman's
we
gonna
see.
go. Oh yeah, the statue
the
one.
one,
That's a good idea.
Okay. So
Cool. Alright. Keep on moving on. Actually, hold on. I have... No, that'd be useless underwater. No way. I'm going to say I have a hunting trap. But... Okay. Wouldn't be very good underwater. Wouldn't have the swingingness. Anyway. Let's go.
well, if you imagine it like a bear trap, if something did trigger it, it would still go ka-chunk. And
I have an alarm thing.
Oh yeah, you have the alarm spell.
Ooh.
Alarm spell.
oh, Is it all?
Ooh, for 8 hours.
Oh, tiny almost.
That's cool.
Yeah, that would absolutely work. You
8
can
hours.
definitely set up an alarm, a magical alarm.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, you can definitely set up a magical alarm in front of the door behind you if you wish. Are you going to do
Yes.
it on the door into the armory, or the one you're about to go through after you've gone through it?
What would be best?
I think the one we're about to go through,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Because if whatever this...
If it's coming this way, it's going to
Yeah, it's got to go through, yeah.
Yeah, the one we're about to go through.
Okay. Yeah, so you push through the next door, and you find yourselves in. And this corridor has a distinctive downward. You can see beneath your feet there would be a set of steps, but you can just swim down. And you can see as you're swimming down, one of these steps before you seems to have not grown any plant life on it, and has a small rune carved into the lip of it.
The rune carved into the lip of it. And there's no algae over... There's no algae over what, sorry? Just the whole room?
No algae over
The step.
itself.
Well, I'm just going to swim down. I ain't touching no steps.
Okay. So you're going first?
Can I...
Steps. You know what? Out of curiosity, can I throw my shield? Step.
Yeah.
You love my shield.
Throw your shield down. As it passes over the top of the room, the room glows, and a patch in the ceiling that you hadn't looked at before, a weighted net drops down.
Get me.
It doesn't, as you've thrown your shield ahead of you.
Perfect. Take that, thingy. Oh no, my shield! I mean, I could just lift the net and get my shield, yeah. But I thought it was like taken away from me. Shieldy. Come here, Shieldy.
3 minutes!
Take my shield.
This net is like a chained net, so it's
Oh.
very heavy. If you were to get caught in this, it would be very difficult to get yourself out.
Okay. Can I lift it off of my shield just fine? Or like lift my arm sort of underneath it and just pull my shield out just fine?
Like if you were like pinned underneath it, it'd be difficult to lift because it's weighted on the edges, but you can sort of lift a little bit of it, like scuff your shield out.
Okay. Can I make a check? See if that has done anything else, like if that's alerted anything.
A perception check? Yeah, roll a perception check with disadvantage because you're underwater.
Disadvantage. 12.
12. The sound is very muffled underwater, so you can't see anything in the immediate vicinity. You can't see very far because, again, it's even though you're dark, it's sort of shades of grey. You can only see to about 60 feet, so you don't see anything. You certainly don't hear anything.
Alright. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I'll just keep swimming. Hold my shield tight. I'll
the certainly not Neo, the highest passive perception out of you guys.
not me. 10.
I was looking into this earlier and I meant to write them down, but I forgot.
Think it could be you. No, you got 11. Barry's got 11.
Well, so does Neo.
Where do you find that?
It's on the left-hand side of your sheet, below your stats. Below your skills.
Oh, 15.
Okay, so Arwen, you would notice this, but no one else would. As you're moving down the corridor, you can see an area ahead of you. There are two bands that run around the entirety of the walls, about 10 feet apart, that are completely devoid of any this bioluminescent plant growth.
Wait,
no.
there's two watts that are devoid of
Two
plant
sort of inch-wide bands, about 10 feet apart, that run all the way around floor to ceiling, where there is nothing growing.
I'm just gonna be like, everyone. I imagine everyone's in front of me and I just grab their legs and go, hold on.
holding.
Okay?
What am I holding?
That I think there's bad things there.
You think there's bad things there? Underwater cave. Or underwater or ruin.
Can I investigate for any rooms or something? Anyway.
Yeah. Roll investigation.
That one.
17. So, you swim up and have a look. You can't see any immediately obvious signs of rooms, but as you're getting close to this first band, you're sort of running your fingers around the edge, you almost drift a little bit with your momentum, and your fingers slip through the floor where this band is, sort of down a little gap. Sort of as you sort of go to brace yourself on the floor, they just like pass through this band of stone as if it wasn't there.
This is what that big hole was. Oh, do I? Oh, I didn't even know that. This is what that big hole was. This must be the big hole that the woman fell down. Oh, that's where she is. She's not back there. She's down here.
Wait, how do we know she's not down here?
Because there was a big of it over
So
the wall.
the section of floor that doesn't have any growth on it is only about an inch wide. It runs all the way across the floor, up the walls and across the ceiling. Then 10 feet beyond that, there is another one that's about an inch wide that runs all the way across the floor, up the walls and around the ceiling.
Oh, right. So it's not.
Is it like a lift? It's gonna just drop when we step in it. And it's gonna go whoosh. Oh, it might be like making things.
Maybe. Well, it's obviously not attached to anything, so that could. But it goes all the way up to sort of the ceiling. So
Yeah.
maybe that could. I mean, that could mean anything. That could mean it spins, it drops, it lifts, it crushes, it does stuff. Trusty shield.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away.
Oh no. Sacrificing Shieldy McShield.
Shield face. No. I am. When it survives, it'll sell for a lot. So nothing will be broken. But
So you sort of pass your shield out a few feet in front of you, and it sort of curves gently through the water before assessing with a sort of on the stone floor in the gap between these two bands without anything.
alright, fine. I deduce from this that the shield has done his work. Good job, shield. Pick it up.
To pick it up, you would have to cross the first band.
I am going to do so. Yes.
Okay. As you swim across the first band, simultaneously, 4 gates come out, and so they slide out from the corners, meeting to form a big square grill on the front and the back, leaving you trapped in this small cage, Sticks.
I didn't think of it.
He's like an animal. I can't speak with animals.
I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. Yeah, seriously, can I get out of here? Can I get out of here? Alright. Ways to get out of here.
This is very funny. Arwen wishes she had an oil painter here to capture this moment.
All the paint would run.
Oil paint would run. Watercolor would, well, I mean, go.
You'd never get anywhere.
Non-existent.
Yeah. That's sad.
Let's have a look.
I can get out of here really easily. But
Just smite the bars.
no, just misty step out. But I don't all slots, so get someone else.
But also we have to get through and we can't get through as well.
Good point. Okay. Is there any way I can sort of pry any of the bars open or anything like that?
Yeah, so the way, so it looks like basically it looks like a big cross. So each section,
Right.
So it's in 4 panels, and so it looks like there's a big cross in the middle where all the 4 panels have joined, and then each panel it has vertical bars in it.
Right. So can I try and pull some of these apart, basically?
Yeah, make a strength check.
My comrade through. Comrade. Fuck.
8.
That's
so
fine.
as you're trying to pull on these, and I'll say that someone can potentially have been helping, but it won't make much of a difference. As your companions are trying to sort of pull to let you out, behind them, Sticks, as you look back towards them, you notice that in this corridor, a huge section all the way around the walls has started glowing and is very slowly inching its way towards you, as if something were pressing up against the walls on all the walls, floor and ceiling, and it's just sort of very slowly inching its way down the corridor.
On which place? Like behind us?
Yes, behind you guys towards Sticks.
Behind you guys, something is glowing, and the thing is moving forwards.
Yes.
Great.
Is it like a wall is moving forwards? Like the wall is physically going to push them into me, crushing all of us?
No. So from what you can, it's a long way away at the moment, and you can just see a sort of glowing section, as if something big is touching the ceiling, the floor, and the walls all the way around, but you can't see what it is.
Okay, it's just something glowing
Yeah.
forwards. Well, this is bad. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Can someone give me a fucking hand
I
up?
try and... Yeah, I was going to say, can I try and open it?
Yeah. Go for it. Roll a strength check.
I'm helping.
Well,
You can roll with
okay, if you're
advantage.
hoping. Ooh,
Much better.
I'm strong.
So, on your side, you do manage to, the two of you take sort of one of these corner sections and like wrench it. And if there's a sort of this grinding sound, you can hear there's almost like this sort of mechanical mechanism. You can feel it sort of working against you, as if there's this sort of ratchet that's like wound it out and holding it in place. And you're sort of trying to like, and there's like a little bit of wiggle in it, and then all of a sudden you both heave together. There's this like crunch of like rusted metal as you manage to shunt this one panel back into the wall.
And now we just need to put it on the other side.
The thing behind you is getting closer and closer. I will say it hasn't triggered your alarm spell, Clary. So you're guessing it. So it doesn't seem like it's come through the door.
Fuck. Shit. Okay.
Let's do the next one.
Yeah.
Big strong.
Yeah. Be the strong.
Okay.
Oh bloody hell! Oh wait, hold on. We're doing it together. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
that's fine.
You're pulling, but you can't quite pull
Oh no.
it out. I think that would be an appropriate point to roll some initiative.
Can we?
Against.
As whatever this thing is gets to about 60 feet away from you. So you can, and I'll say because your dark vision is out to 60 feet, you can see one of these zombie-like reverse mer people. It seems to be floating towards you, and it seems to be moving towards you, even though it doesn't seem to be moving. It's just stuck, frozen in the same position, just gliding towards you. And you can see it's not big enough to touch any of the walls, yet the light is emanating, sort of illuminating it with this ghostly blue light all around it.
Oh, you haven't, you bastard!
I don't know what you mean, Ben. Also, those initiative rolls, guys. Are you feeling okay?
That was awful. I see what. Yeah. Oh no, you haven't watched Moana. That was a pointless joke.
I see what's happening here.
Sticks doesn't know. So I
Face to
can't.
face of greatness that is strange. Don't even know.
You can't sing the songs if you haven't seen it. It's not no.
So
No,
it
you're
rolled a
banned.
13 on its initiative, and Neo who rolled an 8 on the dice still beats it. So,
It
however,
rolled-
you all
minus lots.
Clary. No, sorry. Oh, we're
Minus. But that's.
sticks. Okay. Yes. So, what is that one got? 9, 8, 5, 6, 5, 5. Cool. Okay.
Need- Open. Pause.
Neo will swim inside the cage and hold his action to make a strength check if someone assists him to try and pull it open.
Don't worry. I got you.
Okay. And that's everything he'll do on his turn. The thing, whatever it is, moves only 10 feet towards you. So it is now a distance of 50 feet. And that's everything that it can do. It seems to be moving very slowly underwater. So, Arwen, you're up.
Oh no. Okay. Does
Actually, help me out. I'll take this thing.
okay.
I'll say. I got this.
Yeah, I'll help. I will help Neo then.
Okay. So Neo will roll a strength check to the advantage. Oh! And so with Arwen's help, you, both Neo and Arwen, again, there is this sort of grinding noise as you're both struggling with this thing, and then finally something gives way, and you're able to, shift one of these panels. These panels are probably about sort of 3 feet by 3 feet, sticking out, and you're able to, shove it back, scrape it into the wall, and create a little opening that's wide enough for you guys to swim through.
Nice.
Is that everything on your turn, Arwen?
Where's the door?
So there is a door, well, there is more corridor ahead of you, and then there is a door.
Yeah. How far away is that?
Probably a similar distance, about 60 feet. So you're in the middle of this.
Can I see any? Can I see any more things that look suspicious?
Make an investigation check. Actually, probably perception check, because you're sort of glancing around quickly, trying to just... and that'll be your bonus action to do that. Perception. You don't see anything that immediately sticks out to you as a dangerous hazard.
Okay. Cool. That's it then. Thank you.
Okay. Cleric.
So we both see the end of this cave thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've managed to free up one panel so you can swim through.
Is our movement speed slowed?
Yes, you move at half speed underwater.
Okay.
So you've got about 20 feet.
Can I just swim up that column and through the cave thing and catch up?
Yeah. So again, unless you want to dash, you're only going to move about 20 feet underwater.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you and Arwen are sort of side by side at the moment. Sticks.
So I'm in the cage now. There's a way out behind. I will go out of the cage sort of back, but I'll hold and sort of stay at the back of the group.
Okay.
Because obviously we're going to have to potentially get out this way, so this thing needs to die either way. So I'll just sort of sit there. And can I ready an action?
Mm-hmm.
That is not my action. That is your character sheet. That is my character sheet. Actually, I could do this now. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to cast Moonbeam on the range. I'm going to try and focus it on the weird body that's sort of like...
Yeah, that's yeah. So this pale, ghostly light.
Yes. Kablam. 7 radiant damage.
Is Moonbeam radiant damage?
Moonbeam is indeed radiant.
For some reason I thought Moonbeam was like acid or something.
No. It's it's a
Yeah, don't know why. Okay. Is there any sort of save or anything like that?
Creature enters the spell zone. First time on a turn or starts a turn there, it's engulfed in ghostly flames, and it must make a Constitution saving throw. It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
A con save. Okay.
A shape changer makes this with disadvantage. If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original.
Well, that's 7. So it's going to take the full 7 damage.
Oh, wow. As it were.
Yeah. Full 7 damage. Is that everything on your turn?
Yeah!
Okay. Go back to Neo, who is going to pull out his crossbow, which I have not put on his sheet, so I can't look up the distance, but I think it's 80 feet, and take a shot with that. That'll hit. It's a heavy crossbow, so 7 damage. And you see this bolt sort of fly through the water, not going as far as you would, as it normally would, and then it seems to stop about 2 feet from this sort of frozen, floating body. Just seems to stop in the water, and then as this light continues to move towards you, the crossbow bolt just stuck in whatever this thing is, also just carries on moving.
With
That's
the
not creepy at all.
shiny, ugly thing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there's one of these reverse mer people just sort of suspended, and then this crossbow bolt is also now just sort of suspended, glowing in the blue light, and it's sort of this 10-foot patch all the way around is glowing, as whatever this thing is inching its way forward, and it seems to be touching all the walls. And Neo's then going to move 15 feet past the eat cage with his movement. This creature, whatever it is then going to move another 10 feet towards you, so it's now 40 feet away from the cage.
Lovely.
And that's everything. Well, it's actually it's going to dash. And so it's going to be 30 feet away. So it gets a little bit of a wriggle on and shuffles quickly. So it's now 30 feet away from the cage. Oh, your turn.
What?
Just picture this like.
That slug.
Go, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
It's going super slow. Oh, these are fun little
Okay.
things.
I do the shoot.
Yeah. So that would be disadvantage.
Oh,
You still,
why?
You still
I
roll.
thought you said piercing.
Ranged weapons roll at disadvantage underwater anyway. Just
Yes.
It's
I
alright,
remember now.
because unless you roll a
Do you want me to roll it
you can't
again?
miss.
Oh,
So just roll again.
I'll probably roll a 1.
Yeah, things have an AC of friggin' nothing.
Yeah, but, I mean, you physically cannot miss unless you roll a 1, because a 1 always misses.
Can't even.
Your bonus
then-
to hit is higher than its AC. So that is 6 piercing damage on the first shot.
Oh, that's so upsetting. Where is my mouse? There it is.
Sweet.
And back on the ship. That's where my mouse is.
Yeah. And then 2 misses the slide. 12 hits. And 8 more damage.
And now I'm running.
So total is 16.
Bye bye.
Okay, you move another.
I want to leave
Yeah, you move another 20 feet away.
as much as I can. I am out of here.
This glowing bioluminescence around the wall is now illuminating two crossbow bolts. Sorry, one crossbow bolt and two arrows sticking out, sort of floating almost seamlessly in the water. So you're now 40 feet beyond the cage, 20 foot away from the door. Okay. Clary.
I have a hand question.
Unfortunately, that's a 1, so it misses.
My modifier. Oh, there's a nat 1. Oh,
How did you miss
God, with
the entire corridor from floor to ceiling and you missed?
using this?
Clary is beyond, and just
Does that hit me?
no. And she fires, but she doesn't fire through this. I mean, I should technically give it an AC boost because of this, because of the grate, I suppose. But fires, and the tries to fire at an angle. It just sort of catches and just clips one of these bars and deflects off.
Gonna catch up to Arwen again.
Okay, you're swimming another 20 feet, so you're now 20 feet away from the door. Sticks. I can't remember. You moved, didn't you? But sort of stayed at the back.
Outside the cage. That's about as far as I moved.
Okay, so you're just on the. So you're still 60 feet away from the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far am I away from it?
The cage is 10 feet and it is 30 feet, so you're 40 feet away from it.
40 feet away from it. Move 20 feet on its turn. Now, if you want to hear something funny, I can move the moonbeam.
I know.
I can move the moonbeam. That sounded funny. Each of your turns, you use an action to move the moonbeam 60 feet in any direction. God, that's a long way. So, yeah, I will move the moonbeam back onto it.
How wide is the moonbeam?
The moonbeam is a 5 foot radius.
Oh, is that
So-
5 feet?
5 feet radius. That's 4 squares.
So 10 feet. Alright, okay. Yeah, 10 feet across. Yeah, okay. So you're just going to put it on it. Okay.
Right, so.
I think technically this is the same as like Spirit Guardian, so it makes a save on its turn.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, starts its turn. Yeah, so. Yeah, it does that on its turn. But on its turn, it's.
Yeah, so on its turn it's taking
con save
a
or
con save.
6.
Yeah.
My 2d10s have been shit.
Yeah, that would be great. Alright.
You didn't.
They have a good point here.
So Neo reloads his crossbow and takes another shot. This is another 9 damage. It goes another 20 feet, so it makes a con save. That is a 16. What's your spell save DC?
My spell save is, I believe it is 15.
So it passes, so it only takes 3 radiant damage. It goes another 20 feet, so it's now 10 feet from the cage. Arwen.
I can get to the door, right?
You are 20 feet from the door, yes.
Is it an action to open the door?
It would be a free action to open a regular door. I'm going to say something like this, because they're so heavy is an action. I'm not making you do checks and stuff, because you guys can all like push together. But also you wouldn't be able to get beyond the door.
That's fine, I just want to open the door.
Okay, so you can get to the door and start pushing. And then
Yeah.
the door just sort of slowly just starts reaching across the stone, swinging open. Actually, no. Make a strength check because you're doing this on your own without aid.
Hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, dear lord.
You swim up against this door and you're like trying to push it and sort of like frantically kicking, but on your own you're not able to move it just yet.
Okay.
Is that everything?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, Clary.
Okay. Let's try shooting again.
Go for it. It can't be worse. It could be the same, but it can't be worse. Right side. Come on.
Much like a that is broken on the bottom floor.
Can only go up.
You can only go up or stay in the same place.
That definitely hits. Roll damage. 5 damage. So this thing is now looking a little bit like a porcupine with 3 crossbow bolts and 2 arrows sticking out of it. Anything else?
I'm gonna swim up to the door with Arwen.
Okay, just swim up to the door. Sticks.
Right. How far is this thing from me?
It's now 10 feet from the cage. I don't believe you moved, so it is 20 feet from you.
20 feet from me, so this turn can get right up to me. You guys are about to leave.
Yeah, bye.
Arwen and Clary are both by the door. Neo is about 30 feet down the corridor.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to pull Moonbeam closer,
Yeah.
of course. And then Shablam. I'll just roll that now, just because why not? That's a bit more like it. And fuck it, I guess just dash back. I'm not worried about the thing that moves 10 feet.
Okay, so you can dash 30 feet. So you get up to a similar place to Neo.
Actually, no, sorry. It's my action to move it. So I just...
Action to move it, or is it your bonus action?
My action to move it.
Ah, so you only get 15 feet. So you're about 45 feet away from the door.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll leave it at that.
Alright, well, Neo's going to reload and take a shot. That'll hit. That's another... Oh, that's 10 damage. He's getting better with each shot. 7, and then he's going to swim, so he's now 15 feet from the door. The cube goes another 20 feet into your moonbeam. That's a 10, so it takes the full 12 damage.
Haha.
You guys have done 69 damage to it. Nice. Arwen, you're up. This cube is
Well, I'm not going to do...
60 feet away from you down the corridor.
I don't want to do any damage to it because that's a great number. So, can I continue to open the door?
Yeah, if you're doing it on your own again, make another strength check.
Can I help?
Oh my God.
Wait for my...
Arwen can hold her action, or Arwen could have held her action to wait for aid. Or Arwen could take the help action to help you, Clary. Either or, but seeing as you've just rolled, then no. Not this turn, but next turn, potentially. Anything else?
No,
Okay,
I
Clary.
can't do anything.
Can I try and open the door?
Yeah. Roll a strength check.
Ooh, that's very...
Ellie comes up, just pushes it with her finger. What's the fuss about?
Unfortunately, the 8 does not open the door either. You and Arwen are both pushing on like either side. One of you is on the left, and one of you is on the right. It's like they're all like double doors.
We're pushing and it's a pull.
It's a big like, round rock, and you're pushing it to the left, and I'm trying to push it to the right.
Okay, 6. Your turn. This thing is 15 feet away from you.
They're friggin' faffing about with the door. But it's 15 feet.
Yeah, because you didn't move on your last turn, I don't think.
Yeah, I did. I moved 15 feet away.
Was that the first or second time you've moved? Oh, no, that was the second. Sorry, yeah, no, it's 20 feet away from you because... my apologies, I've misremembered.
I'm going to... move Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Obviously. Blue. Yes! Better movie. These are just getting better and better with every goddamn one. Started out with a really crappy, like, 6, and then 12, and now 15. Look at that. And then I'll move back some distance.
Okay, so you're 15 feet from the door alongside Neo. Neo's going to take a shot. That'll hit. Neo's going to do 5 damage. 4. Moonbeam, so it makes a con save. That's only an 11, so it takes 15 damage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely shot.
Takes 15 damage and stops moving.
It stops moving.
Yeah. This just. So are you moving Moonbeam onto it?
Yeah, I'm moving Moonbeam onto it. Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't. So it's. I mean, you kind of have to think it's always moving, but because of turns and stuff. So you move Moonbeam onto it, and it just stops. There is this slight sort of sizzle of bubbles coming off where it is in the water. It's still touching all the walls around it, but there is just this sizzle. And as you all pause for a moment and just wait, so it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, doesn't seem to be moving anymore.
Fan-bloody-tastic. Guys, I think we did it. Yeah, it's still there, but like, it's like, how does this thing die? Like, especially when we haven't actually, been physically cutting it up.
Yeah, but also like, if we come back this way.
Oh yeah, if we come back this way, it's still just going to be there. Okay, can I go up to it? Right.
And poke it.
Yeah, I think it's like filled with like jelly, sort of oozy water. So maybe a bit like a spot. If I just stab it,
Oh, that is gross, man.
it'll pour out. So can I just go up to it and just sort of?
Yeah, sort of gauging off where the arrowheads are and where they're sort of stuck in and things. You can go in and just sort of like stab it with your sword.
By the way, Moonbeam is still fully up.
Okay.
Just in case it comes back.
Yeah, just in case I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean it is dead, so you don't need to roll to hit. Stix somehow stumbles while swimming and just tumbles inside it with a natural one. No, so you just sort of poke it and you feel a resistance as you get to it with your sword. Your sword sort of pokes in and cleanly comes out of it.
My spot idea did not pan out. Can I therefore cut into
Oh
it,
God.
Yeah.
start sort of carving it up like a big jelly? Just like a big circle. Just so that we have a way out.
Yeah. You can just sort of start like just sort of chopping and sort of like trying to cut bits off.
Like hole in the wall.
Yeah.
We don't cut, take the shape.
Yeah.
I
So
don't-
as you start like cutting into this thing and sort of break up its structure, it's slowly sort of, you can sort of see where it is now you're up close, because the density of it distorts the light differently to the water around it, making the whole thing sort of glow. Now you can see it up close, and so as you sort of destroy the structural integrity of it, it just sort of starts to collapse in on itself until it just ends up as a puddle on the floor. And so you can see it sort of lighting up this patch of floor where the weight of its body is now resting on the floor, but it's no longer lighting the walls or the ceiling as it's not touching those anymore.
Okay.
Do we know
Well-
what it was yet?
Well, it seems to be a big cube of jelly.
It was indeed
A
a
jelly
gelatinous cube.
Ah! Yes, a big.
It's like a portable trampoline.
No. As Ben says, more like
No.
a big cube of jelly.
You know, like the slimes in Minecraft. It's kind of
No.
like that, but it's completely see. Well, that's disappointing. Have you Onward?
It looks like that.
Oh, a big ice cube.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
And it's got
When the-
things stuck in it.
You probably thought, oh, fuck.
You
You brought a cube.
Time to face the cube.
Moving onwards. Entering through the door, you find yourselves in a number of... You can see a number of sort of branching off rooms, and on and around throughout the rooms are various stone tables set up, sort of almost just like big blocks of stone set up, and on a lot of them is the sort of remnants of broken glassware and things like that. The glass having not been broken down and not rusted underwater. There's a few sort of scraps of metal scattered about amongst it that was potentially have held all this glassware and things like that.
Okay, big tables, glassware,
There's also a number of sort of sections of wall covered in it's almost like paint or something. It's, you know, if you imagine a big sort of it's a big smooth, so the walls you can see are sort of like stone bricks, and there are these big sections of them covered in scrawling writing and things like that, made out of stone, carved into the wall. There are a couple of there is one skeletal body lying on the ground at the base of one of these sort of writing boards in the first room where you are at the moment. And you can also see sort of through open doorways without doors or anything in them. There are a couple of other similar looking rooms you can pick out.
we come across all of the undead?
Yeah.
Don't know, have you?
I
Well,
don't know, have I?
well, yeah. So there are bodies in it.
Ooh.
Okay, there are.
There is one body you can see that's sort of floating near the ground in the room where you're in.
I don't trust it. Sword out. Swimming up to him. He's getting the blade through the back.
Okay. You poke your sword in, and it passes very easily through clothing, and just sort of the skeleton of this thing just crumples under the stab, the thrust, and sort of breaks apart into pieces. Very black and rotted skeleton.
So I know from stabbing this thing that it is no longer alive / undead.
This one is no longer alive / undead.
Perfect. No need for the divine smite. Yay. Cool. So this must be some kind of eating hall of something for these things. Which is now making me think, right?
The glassware that is still standing looks like test tube and things like that.
Test tubes. Never mind. This is not an eating hall. This is some kind of testing place.
Lab.
Laboratory.
Yeah, and you would notice, having destroyed this skeleton, on the floor there is this little sort of scribe-like stylus thing with a little gem set in the top of it. Sort of as the bones sort of fall to the floor and illuminate the bioluminescent algae, it sort of lights up and allows you to glimpse this metal sort of stylus rod that's on the floor.
Can I pick it up? See if there's anything interesting about it?
Yeah, pick it up. It just looks sort of like a regular pen, but it's got this stone tip and this blue gem mounted in the top.
Okay. What could it be used for? Is it a fancy stirrer? Is it something they use to write on those stone tablets with?
So
like how
big stone sections of the wall that look like they have a scroll script on them.
So this guy, whoever he was, really wrote some random script on it, which I'm assuming is also in Abyssal.
Yes, it is.
No idea what the fuck that means.
This is probably really important information, and none of us can read it.
Like the world is going to end in 2 days, kind of thing. And we're just sort of scrolling by.
Jeff, clean your fucking beakers.
It probably tells us everything about Neo. And we're just like, oh, cool.
It's exactly everything about Neo from birth till death.
This is the facility
That's the entire campaign.
Yeah, we're looking
He's a Frankenstein.
Yeah, so what do you do with this little...
By the way, Neo, you don't happen to speak Abyssal, do you?
He speaks Infernal, unfortunately.
He doesn't remember. Maybe he did.
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to figure out.
Oh, I don't know.
I just like the thought that everything that we ask Neo, he's just like, I don't remember. And whenever we get his memory back, all of a sudden it's just going to be this jargon of all the information. All the questions.
Oh, it's like a printer that doesn't have paper or ink or something and hit print 50 times.
Yeah, so we're just going to be like, hey Neo, what is it? Whoopsie then.
It's just all gonna come out.
He's gonna just he's gonna like be healed. He's just gonna wake up and the cave said Jeff Green. Oh, and that's my parents. Oh yeah, my dad's a dick, and this and that. And he went to the store and never came back. It's gonna be this entire like thing. We're gonna be sat there for like half an hour, like Neo.
So yeah.
Off button.
So you have this sort of stone stylus. What do you do with it?
I'm going to pocket it for the time being. The
Okay.
way ahead,
Draw on everything.
or can I draw? Can I draw?
Do some doodles.
So what do you draw on?
I'm going to draw on the big scroll
Okay.
thing.
What do you try?
Draw something rude.
I'm just gonna write
Draw something.
Six was, but spell it WUZ, and here, just
So
like
as you-
pull in the corner.
As the tip touches the stone, the blue crystal glows slightly and sinks very slightly into the stone. And as you move, it just leaves this carved line into the stone.
Oh, that-
And the message Styx was here is traced
Six.
into the stone.
So that's
Oh,
how they
cool.
wrote on this. That's pretty cool. That is cool. All right. Well,
Now can someone draw something rude?
can this
Just-
work on any stone? Can I like try the floor?
Yeah?
I just sort of scribble on the floor.
Yeah, you scribble on the floor, and again it lights up and it sinks in very slightly, and your scribble is etched into the floor.
Can you draw people?
Can I draw what now? oh, can I draw on people? I thought you. I thought
It
you were
is
about
like
to say.
carving a sort of 2mm groove into the stone.
Okay, if I go on the back of my hand and do that, does it cut me?
Sticks bleeds out.
So yeah, when you press into your flesh, it lights up and magically sinks a little bit into your skin. So you've just stabbed yourself in the hand.
Oh my god! This is so dumb.
But it only sinks in like a couple of mil, so it's not a deep stab. It's like you've pricked yourself with a pin.
JJ, why would you give this to a party with Arwen in it? This is a torture device.
I mean, it's no more dangerous than giving Arwen a dagger to stab people with.
Arwen's giving free tattoos.
Free. Yes, you're going to pay in mental and physical scarring.
But it's, instead of ink, your scars make the image.
I think it would work if you put ink on the end.
Oh yeah, maybe you put ink on the end of it, and then the ink sort of just goes into the. But that would be messy as hell. But it'd be cool.
It'll be metal as hell.
Hold on. Can I go and just label my armor?
Label
Just sort
your
of write
armor.
stick. Yeah.
Oh my
I don't know if I-
god, well, like a child in the PE kit.
Yeah.
So
I'm
what
supposed
armor
to
have you
take it.
got at the moment?
I've got leather armor. I got studded leather armor
Right.
and I just want to
Okay.
write like underneath the little bit just sticks.
So when you go to like you go and you put the tip to it and it glows and it stabs into the leather. And leather armor is reasonably thick leather, so it doesn't go all the way through, but it does cut quite deep. And as you start to move, you're potentially concerned about how deep you're cutting through your own armor at this point.
It's only like a tiny stick.
Little sticks. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's like you'd taken a knife and put little like slits in to spell sticks, except this thing just glides smoothly through like a pen.
Absolutely perfect. Alright. Now, we're keeping this because I think we can tag some shit here.
Yes.
A local lord pisses us off. Penis on his door.
I approve of this message.
Oh no.
Statues we play.
Pardon?
You can draw moustaches on all the statues we play.
Yes!
Yeah.
Now she's important. Oh.
Oh god. You know the message I sent you earlier in the week, Ben, about when I was listening to a D&D podcast and the DM gave an item to his party and then was immediately like, after they spent 2 minutes talking about it, was like, what have I done? That. Came up with a cool thing to write on the walls because they don't have chalkboards. And now all the statues are going to be defaced.
Permanently.
Yeah.
And irreversibly.
I name us all now Banksy.
Ooh. Unique.
Unique. No one will ever know who we are. Oh, this is...
Oh no, now we've told the world we're Banksy.
This...
It's at this point, having experimented with a few things, that some movement off in one of the other rooms catches your attention.
wasn't dead, is it? Wait, hold on. I can draw on the gelatin. No, wait, I cut a hole in it.
I'm just thinking of loads of things we could draw on now.
So there are several of these laboratory-style rooms, and you're in one of them, and you can see they've just got these like open archways leading through, and in the darkness, you just catch a glimpse of some of this bioluminescence lighting up as something within it shifts around.
Something within the bioluminescence of the room. Shit.
Yeah, so you're sort of focused on this, and then something moves, and so you get this sort of like almost blue flash that piques your attention. But when you look around, the light's already fading, and you can't see what caused it.
Oh no! Divine Sense.
Yeah?
Divine Sense.
Does Divine Sense tell you how many there are?
You know the type. Identity.
It's not behind. No, it's not behind total cover. You know the type. What kind of
Of any celestial fiend or undead.
That is not behind total cover. Okay.
Divine
So
Sense.
sticks, you would only pick up on one. That was coming from the room immediately to your right.
One immediately to the right. It's not behind total cover. Guys, there's an undead. That.
Let
Let's
us
go kill it.
charge.
Stylus and my shield. Hey,
I graffiti you to death.
Neo will maybe sort of put a hand on your shoulder and say, if there's more, should we try and avoid attracting all of them at once?
That is fair. Yeah. Okay. What's the plan here? So we want to attract. Well, I don't really want to attract any of them, but I also don't want to let them
We could
live.
sneaky sneak and then just like go behind them and be like,
We could. So there's a room to our right.
Yeah.
mhm.
You know, there's definitely one in. Yeah, you've come in, and there are rooms to the left and one straight ahead of you.
And one to the right.
Yeah, so if you imagine that there's a number of rooms laid out in a grid pattern, you're currently effectively at number 8 on a number pad, and then you know there's one in room number 9. You can see into room number 7 and in room number 5.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, I'm in 8. There's 9, 5, and okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
think it's best if we go into one of the side rooms and skirt around the edge rather than going straight through the middle and potentially having things coming from the left, right, centre,
Yeah.
and back.
Who is going first? Who is essentially the most stealthy?
Oh, that might have been me.
Yeah, you.
Don't know.
Okay, so Clary, make a stealth check.
I'm scared.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
9 to stealth.
I know.
think you're okay.
That's so scary.
Oh, fuck.
12.
Shit.
It's alright, because again, you've got a +9 to stealth, so I think unless you roll a 1, Clary, they can't detect you with their passive perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna roll the nat one.
So, Clary taking the lead, everyone sort of pauses and waits as you sneak ahead into this room, and then getting closer, you can see through the gloom there are more of these. It's a very similar room, more of these benches and tables. Again, more sort of boards set up on the wall, and there is just one of these undead that's sort of in between two tables, and he's just sort of slowly drifting, and as you watch, he sort of bonks gently into one of them. There's a faint glow of blue, and then it just sort of drifts to the side again, away from you.
What do you want to do, guys?
So there's something to the side of us and
This
ahead
is the
of us.
one in the room to the side, to your right.
Okay.
So, do we attack it or try and sneak by undetected?
So, based on your experience with the first one, Styx would be able to tell you that they are quite weak. So if you were to be able to sneak up on them undetected, you could potentially take it out.
Yeah, that might be the play.
Yeah, should I attempt to do the sneaky sneaky?
I
And the stab.
I think so.
Okay?
The sneak and the stab might be.
Okay,
Might be the
so we'll take the 12, which is fine for this. So you can sneak up to this first one. Find it. And roll to hit with advantage.
Can I dual wield with my daggers?
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't kill it with the first attack, you can use an offhand attack as a bonus action.
I'm trying to think.
14 hits. Well, you got advantage, so 19 hits. 4 damage. Plus sneak attack.
Oh yeah, sneak attack.
Because you have advantage. 14.
Oh,
Ooh.
not bad.
Okay. So you sneak up behind it. It is another one of these reverse mermaids with the fishy head. So not being quite sure of the physiology, you sneak up behind and sort of go in and manage to stab into the head, and it twitches a little bit in the water and then just sort of slumps forwards with this very slight squelch as your knife is sort of released from the skull. And you can signal to whoever you like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wave you guys off.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm coming. So this one's dead. Pretty bone daggers. So deadly. Alright, so now in room right, we have room ahead of us.
Yep.
Sneak in there and see if there's anything.
Yeah.
Not to use you as the group testing thing, but it's fine. I will protect you. Good thing
so
you
you
got that.
can either make a perception check to see what's in there, or you can sort of make a stealth check and just sort of slowly creep in, trying to avoid anything.
What's my perception? I'll just do the stealthy stuff. Oh!
Oh! Basically invisible.
You swim close to the floor and you sneak into this room, trying to sort of disturb as little of this bioluminescence as possible. So just keeping the balance between close to the floor and touching the floor, making none of your sort of like errant strands of clothing or your hair or anything like that brushes up against anything. And you get in and you tuck in close to one of these benches and just slowly rise up, have a peek, and you can see two of these things drifting around. Again, one of them sort of bounces off the table. They drift into each other, and both their heads sort of snap up, and they like have a bit of and then sort of drift apart again as they sort of realise that they are both undead, as it were. Neither of them has delicious brain juices to jump on.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Are they like drifting back in different directions?
Yeah, sort of drifting apart. One starts drifting off towards what would be the room in the centre, room number 5, and the other one sort of drifting. He's just sort of drifting around the edge. Do you want to push through this room, or do you want to go back and go a different way?
What do you guys want to do?
There's two of them.
I can try and selfie something.
I'm thinking
No.
this is also. So we are in, if you think, room 9. Yeah. Grid. So it's a grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are.
Yeah, like the number.
Yeah. So we started in this one. We're now in this one. You are going into this one.
Oh, okay. It's
So one is going
right.
to the left,
I see.
and one is sort of remaining. I'm thinking, oh, and you're a pretty stealthy person as well, right?
Indeed.
If I place my hand on Arwen's shoulder, give her guidance, she will be able to match the stealthiness of Clary,
Yeah.
meaning to go up and kill these mofos without causing lots of bad things to come in at us.
Mm-hmm.
If that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. There you go. You have 1d4 to add to a check of your choice. In the next 10.
Okay. Both of you make stealth checks. Ooh, 28. And Owen with a 19. Yeah. So both of you are able to sneak up behind these creatures. Who's gonna roll to hit first with advantage?
Do they all win?
You can sort of.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the sort of the two of you would maybe look at each other and sort of silently give a little 3, 2, 1 across the room. Or you can go with your daggers.
Yes.
That's a hit, Larry.
Wait, is it with advantage, did you
With
say?
advantage to hit, yes. Yeah, so that hits. Roll damage.
One hand.
Okay, so Clary, you again sneak up behind yours, pause for a second, briefly, like turn towards Arwen, give a quick 3, 2, 1, turn and stab, finding a critical brain spot to swiftly silence this zombie. Arwen, your attention is sort of flicking backwards and forwards, focused on trying to sneak up behind it and keep. Clary gives you a quick countdown. You turn in, you stab, and your strike drives in, but it sort of slightly carves off a bony sort of calcareous nubbin or something in its head, and you don't quite get that critical amount of damage that you need to kill it in one. And this thing
Can I do it again?
Thrashing around
My two.
Underwater, making quite a lot of noise.
Can I do it again? Because I can do it again.
You can
But I can do it again.
do
I can do it again.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I can. I can do it again.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna do it again.
roll to hit. Not with advantage last time. 12 still hits. 7 damage. So you quickly
Hold on.
draw out your
Carry on.
dagger and stab it back in, and the cries of this creature are silenced. But around you,
Yeah, shut
in
it.
the other room, through the gloom, you can hear these answering, sort of whimpering, sort of screeching calls. You can't, because of the water, you can't hear the sound of their approach except through the increasing volume of these calls. And that's where we will roll some initiative.
Well, damn. Souls, guys.
It's fine. It's fine. Really, just really fine. Shit. Does an elk be able to breathe? Can I summon him?
So we've got Clary with 20, Arwen with 11. Then Dex. Okay. So, Clary, you're up first. You can hear the sounds of approaching from the left and one from ahead.
Oh boy. Do I know how far away they are? Or?
No, you can estimate that there's sort of two coming, based on the sound, two coming from your left, one maybe slightly closer than the other, and one probably in the room ahead of you. So it's probably more than 30 feet away, but not far.
Can I swim into the room ahead of me then? When you said there was just.
You can swim 20 feet into the room ahead of you. You can see this thing causing quite a commotion as it sort of flails quite a lot. Quite a lot of sort of bubbles coming off, and it flails through the water, and blue light from all the things it's sort of knocking into. With a dash, you could reach it.
I'm on the wrong sheet, but I'm on the wrong sheet somewhere. But I can't find any of my dagger. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
dash
so you dash up to it.
as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah. And jab it. I don't get sneak attack, do I? 'Cause-
No, it's not. You don't have advantage on the roll, and it's no allies within 5 feet.
yeah. Always might have been a mistake. Do I get disadvantage? Do I get disadvantage with daggers? I don't, because
No,
I
you
pierce.
don't have disadvantage underwater with daggers.
I'm gonna stab it with the dagger.
That hits. Four damage.
Dual wielding uses a bonus action, doesn't it? So I can't do
It's
that.
a bonus action to make an offhand attack, yes.
Okay, then that's all I will do.
Arwen, you can hear one quite close to where you are, off in the room, what would effectively be room 5 to your left, and then there's another one making some noise from a little bit further away. You guys are
I'll
sit
go to-
on the grid.
Hold on. Right. I need to see it because I've got absolutely no idea what anyone's talking about.
Okay.
Should be on the keyboard. Whatever keyboard.
I don't. Okay, is that what it looks like?
Sort of.
Like roughly.
Well, there are 9 rooms.
Oh bloody hell!
3 by
Okay.
3 grid.
Okay. So where am I currently?
You guys are currently in this room.
Okay.
Didn't make a map
And where
list.
can I
I
hear
was
the
sort of-
sounds?
I was kind of banking on you guys making it through this. I thought you, but then I suppose I should have prepared for all eventualities. So you guys. Are in
No,
this
it's
room.
fine. I just
Clary
need to be able to
has-
visualize it.
I mean, do you want to just throw your tokens down, just for the sake of it?
Just so I know where I am.
Yeah, just throw your tokens down.
Oh no, I can't. I seem to not be able to. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm on the wrong
Couldn't
line.
hear me.
There we go.
Ah!
Grab out sticks and Clary.
Okay, so where can I hear a
That's good.
thing in 5?
Yeah, so there's something coming from 5. Clary is up here in 3.
Okay, I'll go into 5 and
Yeah.
do a stab.
Yeah, okay, so you move in, roll to hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Ooh,
Roll damage.
that's nice.
8. 8 damage.
I'll do it again.
Okay, 15 hits. And another 8 damage. Yeah, so you hit this thing 2 times quickly, sort of one to sort of drive it back, and the other one, maybe with the other hand. Now you've got an opening just straight into the head to quickly silence this sort of flailing zombie.
Nice.
Okay. First,
Is it dead?
it is dead, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Cool.
Okay, the one near you, Clary, is going to make an attack against you. That is an 8 to hit you. Some of its fin-like arms try and slam against you, but sort of impeded by the water.
Hang on.
I'm assuming an
8,
8,
what's-
an 8 misses.
Okay, I thought you meant 8 damage. Yeah, that
No,
misses.
it's an 8 to hit.
I see.
Which moves us on to sticks.
Perfect. With the sticks,
Yeah.
who's more danger?
Clary is currently fighting one. It would take you a dash to get to it. as it was a little further away across the room than Arwen's one.
Arwen's one, I can make it there on my movement,
Arwen's
can I?
one is dead, and there is one
Oh.
in one of these rooms, sort of 4 or 7 that you expect.
4 or 7. I'm gonna go. I will dash. Can I dash over to this one behind it to give some kind of advantage?
You can dash. Sort of 30 feet. So yeah, you can sort of swing around it and get in a position to flank, as it were.
Perfect. Then I will stand and look menacing to give Clary both advantage and success.
Okay. Neo will just move in and support Arwen, but there's nothing to fight at the moment. Number 2 is dead, so number 3, it was in 7, so it's going to move into 8, effectively. And you can sort of just see it, Arwen slowly appearing, and it's moving, trying to half walk, half swim through the water. It seems like these sort of fishy things were sort of adept enough underwater that they could almost move around as if you walk on land under the water, but then could also swim for elevation and stuff like that as well. Then we go back to Clary.
Clary.
This is you now. This is a weakness.
You have advantage, so 17 definitely hits. And that will do it.
Oh.
The sneak attack is the most devastating blow of this nice bone dagger you recently acquired. Stabbing in and this sort of snarling and snapping of this, with its sort of, you can see sort of up close it's got some sort of quite sharp fishy teeth, almost like a piranha, sort of trying to snap at you, but you quickly push it to the side and get that stab into the head to kill it. If that's everything on your turn.
I move back into room 6.
Yeah.
Would that be move?
Yeah, you can move. I mean, you can dash if you want to sort of get across to the other side of. You'd still be in 6, but you'd be on the other side of it if you wanted to dash. It's up to you. Or you can sort of get over into 5.
Dash.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arwen, you're up.
You said something's an 8, yeah?
Yeah, it's moved into 8.
Can I get to it?
Yeah, with a dash, you can get up to it.
But that dash is an action, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for you. It's only just come into the room, so.
Okay, I'll only just get into the room as well then.
Okay. One's dead. Sticks, you're up.
Awesome. Could I move into... Is there one in 2? I know you said there was one down at 7. There was one...
Hear anything up anymore?
I don't hear...
You just heard the 3 of them.
Just heard the 3 of them. So they're taking care of that one. Arwen killed one, and Clary killed one. So I'm just going to hop over into 2, and I'm assuming that's where the door to exit is. So can I just sort of look around?
Yeah.
Else sort of in here. I'm assuming all these rooms are very similar to the first one we were in, whereas like test tube.
Yeah, or very similar?
Is there any kind of check I can do to see if I know what they were sort of working on? Look.
Not being able to read anything. Everything else is so degraded by time and water and covered in plant life that you can't really interpret what they were doing. And not being able to read anything because you don't speak the language, it's going to be very difficult for you to really interpret. You might be able to get the gist of some of it because there are a number of picture diagrams. So you might be able to interpret what they were trying to do from some of those.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Yeah, okay.
Like
make an Arcana check then.
an Arcana check. Doesn't make a goddamn difference. I've got 0!
19. Okay.
But I'm good at things.
So, this will sort of represent the amount you've picked up moving through several rooms. Looking at it, and it is in fact room number 2 that has a slightly different table on it. The table in room number 2 is just one in the center rather than sort of a couple of workstation tables. And it has a humanoid depression in the middle, as well as a series of stone manacles at the end of each limb. So it's just sort of like a stone ring that like comes out of the table and like curves and goes back into the table. Sort of in a spread-eagled starfish position.
Well, that's horrible.
So looking through the number of diagrams and things that you've seen, you guess with a 19 that they were working on ways of utilizing the essence of human life. Or well, not human life, but the essence of life from a humanoid creature.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
How can human sacrifice be used to empower magic?
Not well, let me tell you that. I think, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, I think.
Sorry, Claire, what was that?
I'm guessing how we ended up with undead fishermen.
I'll leave my turn there.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty then. Neo can only give up next to Arwen. And this thing is gonna come in. Arwen, do you want to be odds or evens?
Evens.
It's a 1. It's going for Neo.
Oof.
But that's a 2, so it's not going to hit. Again, it's sort of bats its like scaly, fishy limbs, but to no effect against his armor. Clara, your turn.
Am I able to get from 6 to where this creature is in 8?
You wouldn't be able to get in melee range of it, but you can get into a position in 9 where you could get a line of sight on it.
Okay.
And your light crossbow does enable you to get sneak attack.
That was going to be my next question. Read my mind. Let's just hope she can hit with it.
It is at disadvantage because it's a ranged weapon underwater. Oh, not again!
No!
I think Clary should just throw this weapon away.
In your haste to aid your friends, you don't quite line up the shot correctly, and it just wavers off target very slightly. So with these flailing of limbs is sort of causing a turbulence around it, and the crossbow bolt doesn't find its mark.
Underwater as she fired.
Arwen,
Am I near it now?
you can move in range of it. Well, actually, yes, you're next to it because of Neo.
Oh yeah, of course. Boop.
That will hit.
Stab.
6 damage. That will also hit. It's dead.
Oh.
Ow.
Oops.
Just.
So, as the last sort of screeches and squawks of this fishy zombie fall silent, silence falls around you, and you can just listen out softly. Doesn't seem to have attracted the attention of anything else up underwater.
Yay! We are at peace.
Indeed.
Oh. Well, that was not even close, but I never smited anything.
You smited
Dumb.
one thing so far.
I did smite one thing, yes. And
Have
that was
you?
rather sad. Yeah.
Right at the start of the first one.
Like solo thing. I wasn't even looking.
Yeah. And, like,
So what immediately struck me is that these things are creepy, but dumb
Oh no.
yeah.
looking away from the front door that things were coming from. Wrong way to get a meal, my dude. Shall we move on? Come to me, everybody. I've made this.
I've lost my mouth. Huzzah.
Guys, I did science. Just gotta have these test tubes and just like shake them around in my hands.
That doesn't seem
This-
safe.
Liquid into this liquid, but obviously we're underwater, so there's always liquid in everything.
Put some swimming goggles on. That's dangerous.
It's fine. I'm wearing gloves. Smashes them in his hand. Throws away the broken glass. What I figured out that these things are basically like they were trying to use some kind of humanoid. Figure out if they could enhance their magic with the essence of human life, which is fucking weird.
No, thank you. Not today.
Those are pretty simple. I think we could keep moving. I mean, the people on the boat, obviously, they're down here for a little while. They're helping. They got stuff to prepare, so we got plenty of time left. How long has passed, JJ, with us?
You probably have
10 minutes.
a good few hours. You know you're not feeling like tired and sleepy, so you know you have a full day hasn't passed yet. But you know you'd estimate a reasonable sort of 4 or 5 hours. It's quite slow
Oh, we got ages.
moving through underwater.
We got time. Let's go onward. Onward.
You move onward through the door. You enter another corridor. Familiar architecture with the columns and various statues and things like that. Yeah, and so again, as you move close, if you brush up against the walls, you have this sort of bioluminescence sort of lighting the area a little bit. But yeah, and you keep swimming.
Just
Just
keep
keep
swimming. Yeah.
We had the same idea.
Oh my god.
Anyone wants to do? Just keep swimming down the corridor.
Yeah, I guess just sort of keep on going the corridor. Yeah, I have no.
Should we make sure there's no traps or anything?
Should probably make sure there's nothing really down here. Someone can make a perception check because I'm not very perceptive.
I think I
can
put
roll perception or investigation.
Yes, I believe you are
rather
perceptive.
Only one.
Oh no, persuasion.
This is.
You're good in. How are you?
This
5 in
investigation.
persuasion. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, Clary acing the investigation.
Don't shoot a bow, just horse it.
I don't have an eye for violence, but an eye for investigation. Sucks on pipe.
We should probably kill the pillars and then automatically miss.
Man.
So, swimming down the corridor, you are able to identify several traps. This corridor is braced at a couple of points, and it seems like you're able to quickly spot that the bracing has been tampered with, so that it could potentially be triggered to collapse if you weren't careful, and you're able to guide the party sort of through this section. Sort of like giving them, it's like getting everyone to go through one at a time and things like that, so they're not disturbed or anything like that. You're also able to spot recessed held in these statues, whereas previously everything else metal had been been sort of rusted away to nothing by the salt water. One of these pairs of statues is holding these long rods, which again have the same sort of symbol and glyph work on them that you recognise from before, and you're alert and aware enough to quickly point this out to the party and stop them before anyone drifts into the range.
Another one of these like odd jelly things, did you say?
Yeah. It's the rods you encountered earlier.
Right, I thought you said pod, not rod.
No, the rods. Yes.
Oh, does it have another little pendant on it?
It doesn't.
Crap. That's fine. I will be a man and tank it. I'm a tank. It's a tank too. I'm not a tank. Should be.
So,
I'll just. I will. Actually, one of you guys take the lead and see if this one works or not.
I'll do it.
I'll go.
I'll
so Arwen, carrying this pendant, you swim up, swim past, swim out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens.
Nice.
Alright, so it worked. I think it's the last one.
also, because I've got a pendant to
Yeah.
swim through,
Yeah.
then attach the pendant to one of my daggers and throw it back so that you guys can get the pendant.
True. You could also just hand it to me.
Well, no, because then I would get zapped, wouldn't
And
Oh no, I just use my mage hand. Yeah, that would be better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had that. Do I need to roll on?
No, you don't need to roll for mage hand. Ignore for mage hand.
Well, Arwen, do you want me to pass yours to Neo?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so when a Clary take off these pendants, this spectral hand grabs them and just floats down. Hands on Sticks and Neo, and put them on, swim up. Everyone's fine. And take them off and distribute them however you like at the other side. Neo will give his back to you.
Mine.
I want that. You gave it to me. Actually, the hand gave it to me. I don't even know that was your.
Bish slap your ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't mess. Free hands.
You approach the other side.
Gives the finger.
Another set of doors dividing the section, able to push your way through, and you find yourselves in a block again. And this time, the rooms off to the side are much closer set and much smaller. They're all made of small doors with little portholes at sort of about head height, and a few of them have sort of the remnants of like rusty bars set into these little portholes. And I think that's where we'll leave it there.
Portholes of rusty bars.
Yeah, you're in a corridor with a number of rooms offset to the side, and they've all got a little window in them with bars.
Now I'm concerned.
This is where they hold the test subjects.
Oh my god, yeah! Ooh, they're about to
Don't open the doors, you'll let the fishmen out.
We will need to.
Maybe. We will find
Door.
out on Tuesday.